வெல்கம் டு கேடிஎம் சேனல். லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க.
Dear students, friends, brothers and sisters, very good morning to all of you. Today, I'm going to take you to the fourth unit of the emotional intelligence paper, which is emotional intelligence measures and development. I'm going to present you 2 lectures on this particular unit. Today I would cover the first subtopic of this unit, which is the emotional intelligence measures. And in another day, tomorrow, I would present you yet another lecture to cover the strategies to develop and enhance the emotional intelligence. Here we go. Emotional intelligence measures. Dear students, brothers and sisters, even friends, viewers all, we know that we have emotions. Human beings are regulated and controlled by the inbuilt emotions such as feelings of joy, anger, fear, and other such types of emotions. Our decisions are often controlled by these emotions. So, once upon a time, it is believed that if you are controlled by your emotions, then you would not make good decisions. They say that you must be intelligent rather than controlled by your own emotions. But sometimes later, this discourse got changed and a new perception evolved, a new perspective evolved. Particularly in the 20th century, Mayer-Salovey and Caruso developed a theory of emotional intelligence where they say emotional intelligence is the process by which a person can know oneself, regulate those emotions, understand and manage those emotions, and use prudently those emotions to make very intelligent decisions. So they make a connection between emotions and intelligence. Dear friends, how do we measure the emotional intelligence? This is what we are going to learn today. Scholars in different points of time in the 20th century have come up with different measures of emotional intelligence. But they have agreed to measure all the emotions and emotional intelligence in particular by using 3 approaches. 1, self-report personality-based approach, an informant approach, 3, ability-based assessment approach. However, as we go through all the works that have been delved into the emotional intelligence measures, we have come up with 4 measures offered by the scholars. 4 measures of emotional intelligence. 1. Emotional competence inventory. 2. Emotional quotient inventory. 3. Mays multifactor emotional intelligence scale. And 4. Mayer-Salovey Caruso emotional intelligence test, that is MSCEIT. So these are the 4 measures that we are supposed to learn today. What are they? What they come to mean for? The very first measure, that is emotional competence inventory. Right? Emotional competence inventory measure introduced by scholars like Boyatzis and Goldman in particular and his colleagues in general, deals with the emotional competences, positive social behavior and other emotional competences. They take these 2 items for the measurement of the emotional intelligence. Right? They have considered 110 items for the survey, and they have also taken 20 emotions, 20 types of emotions, which are grouped under 4 categories. That is self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, and relationship management. So here they have put up a scaling of the emotional intelligence ranging from 0.61 into 0.95, and they have used in the emotional competence inventory, they have used 3 approaches: self-reporting approach, peer reporting, self-rating approach, peer rating approach, and the expert rating approach. However, scholars are of the opinion that this ECI measure, that is emotional competence inventory measure, overlaps with certain basic emotions such as conscientiousness, emotional stability, openness, extraversion. So these are being conflicted, overlapped by the measure which is emotional competence inventory measure, which does not address them properly. Coming to the second measure, which is emotional quotient inventory measure. In this measure, scholars used to take 133 items and they just measure the emotional intelligence in 30 minutes. Right? In 30 minutes, they measure the emotional intelligence. And here we need to keep in our mind, they have taken 5 types of emotional intelligence and then measured them. Overall emotional intelligence is being measured with the help of these 5 types of emotional intelligence. Right? 1. Interpersonal relationship. 2. Intrapersonal relationship. 3. Ability. 4. General mood. 5. Openness. All these five types of emotions are taken into consideration and have come up with a conclusion that one can arrive at what would be the emotions of the person whom they take it for the consideration, take it for the measurement. Right? Now, this emotional quotient inventory measure is also not up to the mark because they are not, it is not conceptually connecting the emotions and the intelligence to the point where they can establish the objective truth about the emotions. Right? Coming to the third measure, which is multifactor emotional intelligence scale. I would rather say, my dear students, brothers, sisters, friends, and others here who are listening to me, the multifactor emotional intelligence scale and the Mayer-Salovey Caruso emotional intelligence test, these are the 2 measures developed by these 3 scholars. What the first Mays mean for? That is, multifactor emotional intelligence scale is the one which is developed by Mayer-Salovey and Caruso first, where they have taken 402 items and also considered 4 clusters of emotions and then went for the measurement of the emotional intelligence. What are those 4 clusters of the emotions? Right? Perception, assimilation, understanding, and managing. So, perception of the emotions, assimilation of the emotions, understanding of the emotions, and the management of the emotions. These are the 4 clusters of emotions which they have taken for measuring the emotional intelligence. Similarly, they have used 3 different scorings. 1. Target scoring. 2. Public scoring. 3. Expert scoring. Right? What is target scoring? They consider the person who is taken for analysis of his and or her intelligence, emotional intelligence. Facial expression is given much significance. Accordingly, an objective truth of the emotional intelligence is arrived at. Whereas in the public scoring, which is completely contrast to the first one, where the public opinion around a person who's case study is taken would be taken for the analysis of emotional intelligence, which is very subjective. And then in the last one, expert scoring, where the opinions of the experts are drawn for concluding the emotional intelligence or measuring the emotional intelligence of a person whose case is taken for the study. Right? However, this is very basic method of measuring the emotional intelligence of a person. And therefore, Mayer-Salovey and Caruso had gone to extent where they have modified into a different version, that is MSCEIT, Mayer-Salovey Caruso, what you call emotional intelligence test, MSCEIT. Here they have taken 141 items and clubbed the emotions of a person into 4 groups, which are similar to that of the first one, which is perception of the emotional intelligence, integration and assimilation of emotions, understanding of the emotions, and management of the emotions, which are similar to that of the MEIS test. Right? Here, what they do, they go to the extent where the person who is taken for the study, how he or she behaves, what are the emotions of a person in a given situation, and how he or she is controlling these emotions. All these things are taken for the analysis for arriving at the conclusion. Right? So MACE is the first test, first measure introduced by Mayer-Salovey and Caruso, and MSCEIT is the second one, which is considered to be very accurate and authentic. So, dear students who are there in my class, please go to the text that I have provided. There you can find an elaborate picture of what I have spoken about here. Okay, dear. Take care. Bye-bye. See you then later.
Stop recording.